editor of Columbus CEO, Mary Yost.
Good afternoon and welcome to this closing session. Again, I'm Mary Yost, editor of Columbus CEO magazine, and I am so pleased to be your host for this afternoon. I'd like to thank everyone who's joined us here today. This has just been a great event. Now, it's not too often that we get to have close conversations with leaders, but like we're going to have today, and we have a mayor with us who is like no other, as you all know. So I'm really excited to get started for today's conversation. Before we do that, we have a couple of special guests to bring up. So first, to give some brief remarks, please help me join Columbus City Council member Shannon Hardin.
Thank you, Miss Mary. I'm getting used to being up here today. How did everybody enjoy the conference today? I'm glad to hear that. Again, I'm Shannon Hardin, chair of the Small and Minority Business Committee on Council. Really want to just, again, thank our sponsors nationwide in Huntington. I want to thank Director Davies and Director Carter and their team for putting this conference on. I want to thank PMM, who have helped facilitate everything that we've had to, that we've experienced today. But most of all, I want to thank you, the small business community, for being here, for networking, for being out in the community and making Columbus really the best place to live, work, and raise a family. But this afternoon session is about my mentor, Mayor Michael Coleman. The small business community is thriving here in Columbus because of this man who cares deeply about the community here in Columbus, a man that I've known for many, many years. Being here at the Mayor's Small Business Conference is fitting because it's everything that has happened over the past 16 years under the Mayor's leadership. Being here is fitting because of how seriously Mayor Coleman takes our city's tagline, the best place to live, to work, and to raise a family. Under the Mayor's leadership, we've reached 30% utilization for professional services, something that we're really proud of. And we know we have more to do, more work to do. But without Mayor Coleman's leadership, we would not have the heft of the city going out to SBA lenders and others demanding that small businesses loan be made and to create the entrepreneurial ecosystem that we see today. And without Mayor Coleman, we cannot stand here before you and declare that the city of Columbus is open for business. With that, I'd like to thank you again for being part of this conference. I want to thank my mentor, Mayor Coleman, for his undoubted leadership in this area and many others. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Hardin. And now, please welcome Director Greg Davies from the Department of Public Utilities, who's helped put this great conference on today.
Thank you. Excuse me. I've had the pleasure of introducing the mayor on several times, and it's always a very humbling experience. I've had the privilege of working for him for 16 years, and I think this conference epitomizes the type of leader, and more importantly, the type of person that Mayor Coleman is. Since January 1 of 2000, the mayor has focused primarily on two things: making the city better and making sure everyone shares in the city's success. As has been mentioned many times at this conference, the city was abysmal at diversity and inclusion as it pertained to providing opportunities for small and minority businesses before he came into office. In the last 16 years, he has ingrained the significance of inclusion to every one of his staff members, cabinet members, and our small businesses have benefited. This event alone has gone from an afternoon show and tell at the Fawcett Center to the interactive learning experience it is today. On a personal note, he took a chance on a former reporter and allowed me to serve for him in numerous capacities in administration, culminating in my appointment as Public Utilities Director. I'm sure those of you that know me won't be surprised to hear this anecdote, but when he appointed me, he said, "You know, there's going to be a lot of people wondering why the heck you're Utilities Director." He said, "But you just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll be fine." And like many people starting out, those words of support and encouragement from someone like the mayor was all I needed to begin my journey. And if you take one thing from this conference, I hope it's that the mayor believes more than anything that anyone who is willing to work hard has an opportunity at the city, be it an employee, a resident, a small business, or a large business. He has transformed the way this city operates and who can participate, and the answer is now everyone. The city will continue to be strong after the mayor leaves this year, but it will never be the same. I have no doubt that in the next 30 minutes or so, you will understand exactly what I mean. Before I leave, we have a short video featuring many of the mayor's accomplishments, and then he's going to come out for a one-on-one interview. Thank you very much.
My name is Chris Crater. I started Harvest Pizzeria 4 years ago. One of the things that we always talk about, and by we I mean myself, my partners, other restaurant operators, small business operators, is that Columbus has a great mix of size, cost of living, cost of doing business. It's all very reasonable. It's not like trying to open a restaurant in San Francisco where you need $1 million, whereas in Columbus you could open it for $250. Columbus, because of its diversity, because of the amount of Fortune 500 companies and international presence that we have, I think we're finally seeing a lot of interesting, not just meat and potatoes restaurants. We're seeing a lot of international things and people willing to push the envelope and have some fun with concepts. As anybody that tries to get a loan for a restaurant will find, conventional banks aren't really interested in that, at least from a startup perspective. So we worked with ECDI, and through their relationship with the city, we were able to secure some loans from the city through ECDI. They make it possible. They're very interested in growing things organically and interested in the grassroots size startups such as ours was 4 years ago. Well, I think we're as busy as the city itself, and so we're having a good time knowing that we're making as good an impact on their city as we can while the city is growing with us.
My name is Lisa Huang. I'm president and the owner of the Advanced Engineering Consultants. AEC headquarters is located in the city of Columbus. We are an MBE, FBE certified engineering consulting firm. Our clients include federal, state, and local government agencies, as well as healthcare, education, and industry clients. Our philosophy is that we provide the experience and expertise of a large company while at the same time provide unique touch of a small company. Over several years, I found Columbus to be a vibrant community with a pro-business atmosphere, thriving economy, and many resources to help a new business succeed. The central location of the city provides a close proximity to many potential clients. Also, Columbus maintains an image that is consistent with the image I want to maintain for my new business: diversity and growth. These are a few of the reasons which I decided that Columbus would be the ideal location to open my company. The city of Columbus has a strong role in the establishment and the growth of our company. They have provided us various assistance, such as helping register our company to do business with the city. We also make the city of Columbus one of the fastest growing cities in the whole nation. And that helps create jobs, create business opportunities, not only for the business to start, grow, as well as attract other business owners, nationally as well as internationally.
Thanks. Hi, Mary.
Mayor,
Good to
it's
see
so
you.
good to see you.
Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it. Hi, everybody. I can't see folks over there. Why don't you guys come over here so I can see you?
They're waving.
Okay.
They
Hi,
see
guys. Okay.
Thank you for doing this conference, 13 years now.
Yeah, 13 years. It's a great conference. The folks that put this together spend a lot of time on it. And it's a great team. Director Davies has done wonderful. Keena Smith. Everybody puts this on. And 13 years, it's been the biggest mistake I made is that I didn't have it for 16 years.
Absolutely.
And I think it really has worked, bringing people together, networking, and we're about providing opportunities. And this, I think, does that.
Well, there's a lot of energy here. I've been watching it on Twitter today. I know you were here early today to kick it off, so now we're going to wrap it up and have a great opportunity for a little conversation. So I have some questions.
Uh-oh.
And I know you will not be hesitant to share a lot of good thoughts with the people here. So why don't we
I said
start?
I was going to tell it all. That's my last few months. I can say whatever I want to say. So I'm going to tell it all.
They want to hear it.
And I know you're the media, so you can print it. I don't care.
All right. We understand. So tell us, what, as you look back on those 16 years, that record-setting tenure, what are some of the proudest moments that come to your mind?
Wow, 16 years. Proudest moments. Well, you know, it's hard to go through all that. You know, during those 16 years, I started 40 organizations, or co-founded 40 organizations in the city that still exist, still go forward. We've helped with, you know, our staff helped create some 60,000 net new jobs in the city. We were handed a major financial crisis in our city. We got through it. We've maintained a AAA credit rating. We have some $6.5 billion of private investment in our city as a whole. We've built some 3,500 affordable housing units in the city. We have the second lowest unemployment rate in the country. You know, I could just go on and talk about all those things, but, you know, the proudest thing I've done, the proudest moment, is the smallest program I've ever started. A small little program, but the most important. And it's an effort called Restoration Academy. And what Restoration Academy is it provides a 6-month boot camp for those who have spent time in prison, that are let out of prison, and they oftentimes have no opportunities when they get out of prison because employers don't hire them just for that reason. There's a box on some employment applications. And once that box is checked that I spent time in prison, they are no longer considered. And so what we do is we take them and work with them for a period of 6 months, kind of recreate them, restart their life. And let me tell you, we have changed lives as a result. We've had about 135 former felons come through this program that are all gainfully employed, that are doing well in life. Their life has changed. And oftentimes, if those folks don't have opportunities once they get out, they'll end up back in prison. And so I'm very proud of that. That's the proudest thing.
As you should be. That sounds like a wonderful program. Absolutely. What about, you know, I'm sure that you have a wealth of advice that you could offer to the next generations of leaders. The folks here today are, you know, business leaders, small business leaders. We've got all kinds of other professionals in Central Ohio. What advice would you share with them?
Well, for business leaders as well as governmental leaders, political leaders, the best advice I could give all of them is change. Don't stay the same. It's a competitive world. Columbus is in a competitive market. And my motto in City Hall is A city that stays the same falls behind. And if you are complacent, you're satisfied, you stay the same, you will end up in last place every occasion. Not second place, last place. And so I think about companies where the leadership didn't change, and those companies are not doing well anymore. BlackBerry, Blockbuster, companies that were at the highest peak,
Right.
doing very well, that are now struggling, and I'm not sure Blockbuster exists anymore. And so someone talked about it earlier. I always talk about the difference between the status quo and the status mo. Status quo is staying the same. Status mo, some of you know about mo. That's what I say, mo is more. For some of you who don't understand that. Mo, status mo, means always doing more, always being prepared, always being competitive. And those who believe in the status quo will not succeed. Those who believe in the status mo will get better, and their organizations will get better. Change, always change for the better. Always look to change. And so that's what I would make, that's my advice to folks.
Very good advice. I thought you were going to say mo as in momentum.
Well,
which
you
is
know,
kind of a
that's why I had to explain it.
Okay. But momentum is good too. So we've had a lot of change.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot of mo in Columbus over the past 16 years. We've achieved a stellar list of national rankings and recognitions. One that I really love was late last year. It was the Forbes #1 Opportunity City.
Oh, that's great, that's great.
Yeah, that was a wonderful one.
Beautiful, beautiful, yeah.
What are the lists that we haven't hit yet that you would like to see Columbus at the top of in the next administration, in the next decade, in the next 16 years?
Well, you know, I don't know what list it would be on, but maybe it's on the list of NBA teams in the country. I think we have that capacity. We're a great sports city. The Blue Jackets, I love the Blue Jackets. They do well. They're good for our economy. The Crew is doing really well now and really turned the corner on the new ownership, and it really has invigorated the city. I think sports teams have a way of getting our residents excited about the identity of the city and who they are. It helps define a city in some ways. And we have a great Ohio State. They do marvelous. We've been national champion in the past, 15 years? How many times? Twice? Oh, I think almost every year
Where's
we're
our
competing
Buckeye
for it.
fans out there?
That's hard to do.
Right.
But I think about, you know, what's next and what lists we could be on. I don't know, the 27 or so NBA teams. And I could see Columbus being one of those cities in the future. I could see us also, I really think we need to be a national convention city. On the list where we are the big conventions. We helped build some hotels in the city,
Right.
the Hilton and many others. We got a lot more planned on that well, you're on CEO Magazine. I can't tell you everything.
I was just
But,
going to say,
yeah,
whisper.
Yeah. We're working on these things, and we're going to have more hotel rooms. We have a great destination city, a great downtown, and every time somebody comes to Columbus, they take back the word about what they see about our city in those communities. And I have to tell you, the past many years, it's been a positive experience for those who come to our city and experience our city. We need to do more of that, a convention city. So I think things like, the reason I worked so hard to get the Democratic National Convention, which in 2006, we weren't even in the room, we were on the map, we couldn't have had in any event. We worked hard, and we narrowly lost to Philadelphia for the Democratic National Convention. 15 years ago, that would not have even been in the conversation. not only were we in the conversation, we almost won that thing. And I think we need to go out for more national conventions for bigger cities. And I think that could help us. We need to build some more hotels. And so those kind of lists. I want to be on a list where we have one of the lowest poverty rates in the country.
Another good one.
And we need to get on that list. Now, what has happened is over the years, we've had a bump in poverty rate, and now our poverty rate is starting to decline. And that's a good thing, but we need to work on it. We need to continue to work on sharing the prosperity in our city. And that's why when we made the list for the #1 opportunity city, that went to the idea that anybody and everybody, almost everybody, can be successful in the city of Columbus if you worked at it. Get rid of these glass ceilings,
Right.
break through them. We're the #1 opportunity city in the country, but we need to show it in our numbers as well.
Okay, well, we need you to keep working on getting us on these lists. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay?
So, you've served, longest serving mayor in the city's history. You've served very well. I know it's a position that you have absolutely loved. When we had you on the cover of our magazine in November of last year, one of my favorite covers, looking forward towards your 60th birthday at the time, you were telling us then that being a mayor was the most important position in America. So we know that you've recognized that you've had some great opportunities, but help us see into the thinking up here. What is coming next? What do you see in the next 16 years for Michael Coleman?
Well, I wanted to hold on to that as long as I could, and I had really 2 ideas I was going to announce today. And they're very different from each other, and you have to tell me, the audience, what I should do.
Okay, we're going to have a vote on this here.
So one idea is depends on what happens this year on the ballot, is to start and be an investor in a marijuana farm.
Anybody?
Let me hear. What about that? Not a lot.
I'm not seeing.
Greg Davies, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I figured as much. Yeah, utilities, all those guys over there. That's why we got algae in the water. Just kidding.
Not our
You
water.
guys do a great job. Sorry, Pam. So the other thing I've been thinking about and been toying with and talking about, I should run for governor.
Scoop.
All right, wait. Those who want the marijuana farm, let me hear applause. Okay, all right. Those who want me to run for governor, let me hear applause.
All right.
There you go. The people answered.
So
I'm running for governor.
You're declaring today?
No, I'm just kidding.
Darn.
Still working on it. I spoke today before the judges. The reason I wasn't at Paul lunch for the whole time is I had another speech before a bunch of judges in Columbus. In fact, most of them, and then a whole lot of candidates who are running for judge.
Oh.
And they asked me the same thing, and in that speech I said, you know what, at my next role, I'm gonna run for judge. So no, I'm not running for judge, I'm not running for governor, and I'm not gonna have a marijuana farm.
So to be determined.
Yeah, it'll evolve in time, and hopefully after November 3rd, I might ask Andy Ginther for a job though. No, just kidding. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but one thing I wanna do is I wanna continue contributing back to our community in a positive way. I think I really don't, the work that we've done in our city of the past 16 years has made us so much better. We've improved so much over those years. We're one of the greatest cities in the country. And I don't want it going backwards. I want it going forwards. I want the next mayor, which I believe is going to be Andy Ginther, to help build the city and to build on the progress we have made and make it even a better city. I intend to probably maybe go in some form of business. I'll be in the private sector. And probably next year, I'll probably be sitting out there with you all, networking and trying to develop relationships that make me money.
Not a bad thing. Well, and I think
And you money.
the best thing that we just heard is you are going to stay right here.
Yes, I'm staying right
And you're
here.
going to continue contributing to the city, and we are going to hold you to that because we need your energy, we need your input.
Thank you.
And the next mayor, you know, if it may be Andy Ginther,
Yep.
or whomever it is, would also appreciate learning from you some of the lessons that maybe you had to learn the hard way or over time. So as you would speak to the next mayor about how best to take advantage of this office and do the best that he or she can do, I don't think there is a she, is there?
There will be one day.
What is your advice for the next mayor from what you've learned?
Well, you know, politics have changed over the 16 years since I've been mayor. And the world of politics hasn't changed for the best. It's actually changed for the worse, even though the city has gotten better during that period of time, I think. And I would say a couple of things to the next mayor. That really, what happens in this world of being a mayor is, you know, you have to make your own best judgment based upon the facts. And you have to be passionate about the job. And the kind of world we live in now, in especially local politics, state politics, and even national politics, is oftentimes, you know, when folks get into politics, what happens is that you start thinking about how you survive with all the tremendous scrutiny that elected officials have, that mayors have. They look in your private life. They look at your backyard. They look in your front. They look under your hood. It's like incredible. It's gotten to the point of ridiculousness. Witch hunting. It's crazy. That's the environment we live in today, and that's probably not going to change. So it's not to lose the idea of service, to continue to want to be in this office and to serve the people of our city. Think more about service than survival. And the environment we're in, you're almost forced to think about survival when you really got to focus on serving the public. That's why you're there, and you have to have the passion to serve the public. And when you serve the public, listen to the people. Get out, talk to them, hear what they have to say. From the janitor in the hotel room to the boardroom, from the barbershops to the boardrooms. Listen to the people and then formulate your ideas. But passion and service are key, even in a time when those around you are trying to make you think about surviving. Don't survive, serve.
I think that's wonderful advice, not only for the next mayor, but something that we can all take with us from your insights this afternoon. I think we can do another question, and I know that we're at that point in your tenure where there are going to be a lot of opportunities for people to pay tribute and to talk about what we think your legacy is there are going to be more honors. You just had I think the Sky Bridge outside
yeah,
named
that's pretty
in
cool.
your honor this week. And I know there's something coming up at the King Center soon, their
that's-
legacies. But as you look at what you think your legacy is, what you're leaving us with in two ways, both as mayor and as an advocate for small business. What are the legacies that you see or that you hope we all remember you for?
In relation to small business?
Small business and as
Generally.
mayor in general.
I think legacy for me is, I'm gonna leave that to someone else. They can figure that out, it'll change over time. People will remember me for whatever they remember me for, and I'll just be glad to be remembered. I think with small business, I think it is the idea that the city's health and the health of small business are tied together. You can't have one without the other. You can't have a great city without having strong small business. And they've got to be working together. And so it would be that we've worked hard over these years to share in our prosperity in the best way we could. This conference is an example of how we've tried to achieve that.
Wonderful. We thank you for doing the conference. And, as you all know, and Mayor Coleman, as you should know, the city of Columbus will very truly miss you, will miss your leadership. I will hold you to your word that we won't miss your participation and your involvement and your engagement. But your time in the official capacity is coming to an end. And as we think about what your tenure has meant for the city, we have a short video that we're going to show here. And so I would invite everyone to turn your attention to the two screens, and we'll see this short video. Very nice.
And then with that stupid helmet on my head.
You got to wear the helmet when you're in
He was
those
that
situations.
Mike Dukakis had my helmet. He lost the presidency because of that helmet.
He didn't wear it nearly as well as you do. So we are at the close of your final small business conference
Okay.
as mayor. Do you have any parting thoughts for us?
Well, a few things, and I haven't, thought a whole lot about it just up here, just talking to you. But I think we live in a very good city, a great city, and I think the folks in this room need to make sure you continue to be engaged with each other, continue to be engaged with the city leadership. I know the city leadership cares about you. And we talk about all the time the importance of engaging you in what we do. I mean, for example, I learned that when it comes to minority and female businesses for professional services, the city's utilization rate is 30%. That's unheard of anywhere in the country. And we're doing it right here in our city. There's things we can improve upon, but knowing that there is the commitment and the desire and the passion to serve these folks in the audience, I want you to know that we're a team. We're all working together. And we all want to make a better city, and it's important for all of us to partner together. And I find that the cities that do the best are those cities where people work together in partnerships. Mm-hmm. Those who do the worst don't partner. So partnerships is key to successful business strategy and a successful city.
Well, thank you for your leadership, and especially thank you for your passion and your service. It has served us very well, and thank you to all of you for coming today.
So I figure since Donald Trump can run for president, I could run for governor. So.
Okay, well, he keeps saying it. Thank you.
Just kidding. None of that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.